This is a short information about our new Mini-Vibedrum. It's very, very small. It's only 10 inches in diameter and just a couple of inches thick. This is a limited edition or a short production run I did. This is 9¼ inches. It's a little smaller. And I made about, I don't know, a few of these, and once they're gone, I'm not going to make the 9¼ again. I like the 10 inch a little bit better. So again, with both of these drums, and in fact with all of our Vibedrums, we use a 13 gauge high quality AISI standard steel. So it meets American Iron and Steel Institute standards. There is not a hole in the bottom, and so the bottom forms a nice perfect parabolic dish, so it reflects the sound out the front of the drum instead of it disappearing out the bottom of the drum. So the notes resonate much longer than the ones with the hole in it. It's very small, it's very portable, you can almost throw it. The notes have been inverted the other way from our regular drums. I'll show you. As you can see, these notes all point this way, and on our double drums, for example, the notes all go the other way. The reason I've done this is so that I can keep the note spacing good, because the space between the notes is very, very important. So I've got a lot of steel in between the notes so that when I hit one note it doesn't activate all the other notes around it. If I turn around the other way, all the notes would have been crammed in really close together, and it would have got overtones, as some people call it, or harmonic distortion. As I hit one note, it would activate the one next to it. So this note spacing and the amount of steel between the notes is important. The more spacing between the notes, the less harmonic distortion you're going to have. And so this is the reason why these notes are all turned the other way around, because I was working with only 10 inches, which just didn't give me enough room when I turned them the other way. The coating on the drum is, I chose to use an environmentally friendly or a low environmental impact powder coat paint. It's a very exotic powder coat. Took me a long time to find it, to get a powder coat that kind of changes color and sparkles. But the main reason why I chose this type of paint was, one, it's not a spray paint, so it doesn't have any volatile organic compounds in it which contribute to greenhouse gases. Two, the drum is not etched or engraved, so I'm not using any types of acids, because if you engrave or etch a drum, you need to use like hydrochloric, sulfuric, or sometimes even nitric acid to engrave the metal. And when you engrave it, you also create thin spots in the metal. So instead of having a uniform thickness of steel, you've got various thicknesses because you've cut into the steel itself and removed some of it and generated a hazardous waste with acid mixed with dissolved metals. So we use a powder coat paint, which is environmentally friendly. It's put on in two coats. We put on one, and then we put on another coat. And these two coats react with each other chemically and form a good strong bond. So it's a very hard paint. It's not impossible to scratch it, but it is very, very scratch resistant. And it's quite thick as well. So with the 13 gauge steel, as well as the powder coat, you've got a good durable drum that's going to last a long time. It's going to look good for a long time, and it's going to stay in tune for a long time. So this drum here is in our desert scale, and what I did is I took like 6 small notes that I really like and combined it with like a bass note and like a mid-tone note to create it. Now the thing about these drums is they sound good, but with the small size, they really sound much better if you put them on a cushion. You get a lot more volume, a lot more sound out of it if you put it on something soft. I've got kind of skinny legs, so I put on my legs, it doesn't sound so great. But if I put it on this cushion or anything kind of soft, it really improves it. So this is a good thing to know about these small drums. And the reason is because when they're small and thin like this, the resonance chamber is quite small. and it doesn't have that depth that the single drums or the double drums do, or the hand pans. So this is a little bit of information about the Mini-Vibedrum, and it's used just for people who don't want a big drum to carry around, but also as I was doing Vibedrum massages with the single Vibedrum, there were some body parts that I had a hard time, I had a hard time setting it on, like up here on the shoulder, and I had somebody with shoulder pains, and I just had a hard time getting the single there. I said, I need something smaller to fit these little parts of the body that I couldn't get the single drum to. So the main reason why I created this drum was to augment my Vibedrum massages that I give using the single, and now I've got the single and the small one, and it's perfect. So, if you're looking for a small, inexpensive, lightweight drum that's easy to carry around, then the Mini-Vibedrum is the drum for you.